Visiam, Ghana is Sukundi, we begin them. Ghana is Sukundi, we begin them. Jolly, Baba, Ghana is Sukundi, we begin them. Ghana is Sukundi, we begin them. Jolly, Baba, under the control of the Supreme General of the ADF. No be easy. My fellow Ambazonians, for all our papa them and our mommy them, for all our big brother them and our big sister them, for all our uncle them, our auntie them, for all our neighbor them, for all Ambazonian picking them, I be una brother Asu, when the spokesperson for the executive office for the Governing Council of Ambazonia. So my people them, we are welcome for this number 6th day for the month of January for 2021. Today, I don't come with very big and good news. All the news them for today. Now good news them for Ambazonia. Today, I don't come for can join our people them, make us celebrate the big victory them with the forces. They don't compromise La République du Cameroon. This new year, it don't start very fine. And today, I don't come for talk about the good news, for talk about the victories, for talk about the work where our forces, they don't do them. But before we start, we'll get plenty things for talk today. We'll talk about the big victories where our forces, they don't compromise La République du Cameroon. Also for agenda, we go take when I go for that side for Boya for bring on a news. We go also take when I go for that side for La République du Cameroon, bring on a news. And then we go also bring on a news. We don't come out for the Executive Office for Governing Council of Ambazonia for the news, for the message where they don't send them for the people the way that then they be responsible for organized football for Africa. The people where they be responsible for. I think they call it na CAF, the African Football Federation. I think saying them. So they also don't send them a very powerful message. All man get for know what that message be. Before we go for the make we knock that small music small, we celebrate our forces them for the work where they do. Ghana is Sukundi, we begin them. Una good evening, my fellow Ambazonians. This day, it don't start very sweet. The week, it don't start very sweet. The year, it don't start very sweet. The Ambazonian people, today, they don't show La République du Cameroon something. The thing with the Ambazonians, they don't show Cameroon. Cameroon no go ever forget. They no go ever forget. The news today over big. The news will go make all our people their heart to go over sweet. The news for today, any place where any Ambazonia day today. Now today, La République du Cameroon don't confirm code. We hear say for Yaoundé. Big cradai. It is for that side for Yaoundé. Paul Biya for presidency for inside La République du Cameroon. They don't call all their ministers them. They call all the people them for their defense. May they come. She don't they make cry die. For which Ambazonia they don't show Paul Biya today. Which Ambazonia they don't show La République du Cameroon. They are ekelebe them. They are colonial administration. Yes, today Ambazonia don't kumkumize them from the Atlantic state. So to go reach for that side for the Savannah state. Before we want to go for the, I want to start with the news where it don't happen for that side for Boya today. I want to put up the video. Now just give me a small moment so that we'll start with the news first. Make we give small news and then I go carry when deliver these big victories with the Ambazonian people. They don't score them for knock La République them for Canas, beat La République. Tell Paul Biya say this generation not been the one for play with them. News don't come up for that side for Boya today. And now the video this. For that side for Boya, for the school, where all we don't know them, where they call them say Sase. For St. Joseph College, for Sase. For that side for Boya, today, they don't wake up for morning time, according to the report, where the principal for Sase, he don't put them for outside. He talks that they woke up for this morning time around 9:30 for morning, where they don't make their morning prayer. They don't go enter for classes. And then the teacher, then too, they don't start for teach. Now where they don't hear, they want to see now big fire. It don't catch for one of the dormitories then, for that side for Sase, for this college, for the big college for Boya, where they call and say Sase. Now where fire come out for that side for the college, it come out for one of the places where they sleep, the dormitories. When I know say Sase get plenty dormitories. The dormitory where the fire come out for the dormitory where they call and say St. Martin's. Now for the fire catch for the dormitory and fire burn the entire place down. Make una take una eye, una see the video where you come out for Boya, for Sase at the school this.
Casualty in St. Joseph's College section. Students suffering. Students facing serious malice. Jesus. It already passed. Now still now the bonzo. I tell you, Master. Now it's the happen now. Me say even I Master.
According to the report, as this fire happened for the school for 9:30 for this Wednesday morning, when at January 6, as the fire catch for the dormitory where they call and say St. Martin's, The principal for the school, when Reverend Father Armstrong Ndi, he don't put out a public statement for tell the world and the people and the papa them for the picking them. He talks say when the fire come out, all picking them be there for class, so no picking not be there for that dormitory. When the fire come out, all the teacher then too they be there for the class, they teach. So the message where the principal put on for outside, he talks say the time where they write this report for outside, no person not be get even caught or fire burning. So all man they fine for the school. He talks say what if he report and say na people they attend them with fire a burn them. And then he talks say all the students them where they be stay for that dormitory, so that dormitory where they call and say St. Martin's, all the students them they don't move them, put them, find them another place where they go to stay. He talks say the principal, Reverend Father Armstrong D, he talks say they tell all papa them and all mommy them for where they get picking them, where they go for that school, for tell them say all thing they find, may they not worry, nothing not be happen for any student. And it talks say they say for their own investigate. They do their own small investigate. The school do investigate. And it talks say according to the report, it shows say na electricity. That means say they not be connect, either they not connect wire fine, but it shows say na wire where they not connect with na electricity. Now it be the problem. That means say be na spark, na electrical spark, or na some wire will be touched. Now it be the problem. Not be na some person. It according to Reverend Father Armstrong D, when at the principal, their own report this with the school itself, it don't move up. So not be na some person put fire for the school, na electrical problem, now it cause the fire for the school. This one, now according to the principal. Now, I know say all will not wait. All will not wait for the news. Today, the first news, it come out for that side for Boya. Again, for Fako. The Ambazonia Defense Forces for the Fako Brigade, where they call them say the mobile wing. Now then that today, as the monitor place, when Asabi say as we talk say the stabilization for ground zero, all the general don't put all the forces for all the 13 states, make they start the work for stabilize the ground. So today, the commander for that site for Fako, the ADF commander will be responsible for the state of Fako. If people them, whether they do intelligence, they don't get message, they don't get intelligence, say the colonial mayor will be around that side for your care. Now in that, it don't come out with la République du Cameroun colonial Ekelebe. They don't come out, enter armor car, go for inside market, make the colonial mayor, he go begin to give people them ticket and force them to pay tax to la République du Cameroun. Now with the intelligence, the population, they don't immediately send intelligence for the commander, for the ADF commander where they control the state of Fako. They tell you say, commander, na la République colonial mayor this. Now in this don't come the worry place for market. They don't come with gendarme, they come with their army of occupation. They can't worry my them for market. They worry what people them for market. For force Ambazonian people them, may they pay tax. Now in there they go, they give a ticket. Make people they pay tax and may they pay fine. Now where the commander immediately send the forces. They enter for that place. They first do that guitar way on like them. They take action. Bam! They bring down one la République du Colonial Ekelebe. And then, as the other one them, they try for corner the colonial mayor and the other one them. Now so the colonial mayor, they say now so he run. Now so colonial mayor they run inside market. He run so they fall for basket for tomatoes. He woke up. Now so people that they laugh for mommy that they laugh for market. Colonial mayor they run for a dear life. Like Radway fire they chase it. Or like pussy, where they run water, it run rain. Now so colonial mayor for that side. Now so he run, so they say a trouser, he come on, he fall. Now so they pick him up, they try for tie him, he run. Now the gendarme they save him, carry and put him inside a car. Now so they pick Tokyo. Now way as they finish the work, the commanders has said, "Ma show now the video this where commander send of our side." So now in that they go to our forces, they protect market, chase out the colonial mayor, defend Ambazonia, and send a strong warning for Pobia. For tell you say when ADF talk, say ground zero got for be stabilized. Ground zero got for be stabilized. Now the messages where it come up for that side for Fako on a year.
2021 January 6 January 2021. One can give tickets. The ADF family that for Fako. They don't go disrupt the terrorist mayor. Lazarus can't give ticket for market for Fako. The ADF commander than that. They I see the commander himself. Oh. No ticket is a Fako. I tell you, Lazarus has to want die now. See the AGF action. AGF in action. The guy around the can walk off and come out with the devil. That's why I say shushu. Where them dey? No more. Yes. Yeah. That's going back to La Republic is attacking. I'm trying to get her to safety. I'm trying to give her to safety. Hey. See. Okay, now please out. I'll probably also back. You can see live gun battle. Live gun battle.
So the forces, they take this action for make sure say the colonial authorities, La République du Cameroon, they are colonial agents. All Ambazonia, no Ambazonia go ever pay tax to the occupational system. Now law for this revolution. So our forces, they carry out this action now for make sure say the colonial mayor, they not use their colonial terrorist gendarme and B for force Ambazonia Mami they sell for market, may they pay tax. For that intervention, they kill one La République du Cameroon terrorist force, their soldier, they kill one of it. So we want to take this opportunity for Court Cafe, for the commander when I be in charge with the state of Fako. We want Court Cafe for Captain Small Pikin and a brigade for Fako, they call and say ADF mobile wing for Fako. We want to tell una thank you. We want to tell una so be very proud of una. We want to tell una how una stand up for defend one mami them for market, for defend one sister them for market, for defend all Ambazonians them. With the colonial state, it try for impose tax and for extort money for our people them. So Commander Small Pikin, your cafe day up, all Ambazonia Defense Forces them for Fako, una cafe day up for the great work we una don't do for take down one of those terrorist forces and then una stop the process for them for collect their tax for our people them. We thank una plenty for say una stand up for defend our mami them. Now a law inside Ambazonia say no Ambazonia business person, whether you get in a store or you send for corner road or you sell for market, no man not get for pay tax to La République du Cameroon. Now a law for a war of independence. All right? The tax, any person will pay tax to La République du Cameroon, you give them more money for them for take them, for go buy more armor car, and then recruit soldiers, and then buy bullets, buy guns, for use them, for can commit genocide for Ambazonia, and for keep the Ambazonian people under occupation. So will be very proud say the forces, they take immediate action for stop the tax collection work for La République du Cameroon, for that side, for Yoke. Now the first one that. Then, so for that side, for now we'll go for the big action will happen today. La République du Cameroon Minister of Defense. Now them this, they don't come out, they move big document. They move big document because the Ambazonian forces them. They carry out big action for that side, for the great state of Momo. The big action where they carry on. They set trap. When I sabi with the kind trap. They put trap. They don't get intelligence. They said the La République du Cameroon Colonial SDO, for that side, for the great state of Momo, it go for places them. It go put all the DO the way they don't run. They don't go full someone them. So the one can install them like the new DO them for that area. So now then that they don't come out, they go for some place through they do all then they work on a farmer car. For place where they go, they don't go finish, say they want to go put people them DO. Now way the forces them. All the intelligence people then they monitor them. Now way they go set fine trap. The forces they set fine better trap. The trap where they set them. Now the trap for make sure say when their motor the worker for road, the trap will catch you. The motor go boom. That kind of trap. Now that kind of trap I mean. We go knock ammo car. Boom! The ammo car go scatter. So now we soldier. They know place where these people they go pass. And they time them very well. They put them fine. They reach to some place where they for near bridge. For near hill and bridge they. They know say na for here, if we put that trap for here, when he knock them, they go fall inside water. And all man go die. Forces, they get sense. And when I sabi say the ADF, they don't create what they call and say Ambazonia Institute of Technology. Now for them, they make that kind of fine trap them. They make that trap them where they make noise. Where they fit take anything down. So as La République don't get sense, say then they work on a farmoka, ADF, and all our sister forces. They don't develop new technologies. They don't develop better trap them. With that trap, it catch the amoka. We get trap. With catch amoka. And then when it catch amoka, it is scatter them. Yes. So the Ambazonia Institute of Technology, they make that kind of fine trap for them. So now today, as they don't get intelligence, the forces they don't get intelligence. Now they don't go put that trap. News don't come up. For the trap where they put them, as that their ammo calf, the convoy, they come. The very first one, it reaches some place where they know say now carry the people them. The trap, it catch the ammo car. Ammo car go boom! A lot of the inside the belly for ammo car is scattered into pieces. For the report, because we don't tell when I say when this kind of thing they happen in the past, La République they hide them. But this one, because it be big, they not be fit for hide them. It not reach 30 minutes after the forces they jam La République Amoka. They send the Minister of Defense, the Colonial Minister of Defense for La République du Cameroon, through a Colonel Boom Bissou Raymond. He talk say today he want confirm. Say what they are the convoy, their motor, the way they do the worker with the SDO, where they carry the SDO, hide them inside. They be set trap where they call and say ambush. They ambush them for road. And for that ambush, they chakara one of their ammo car them. And then they not talk so. That one happened between for the road where you connect Andek with Mbengui for the great state of Momo, which in the call and say northwest region. They talk say 4 soldiers, they die one time. 4 soldiers, they die. That means say that trap as he catch that ammo car, he shake the ammo car, put the ammo car for fire, scatter the belly for the ammo car. 4 soldiers them, they just die. 4 La Republic soldier, they die. This one, now according to the statement, we una the same for una front. A commander for the La Republic Colonial Ministry of Defense. They say 4 soldiers, they die. 4, they die. Then the talk say 1 civilian administrator. That means say a colonial civilian administrator. Now in this, Langa people them. May I put the face? Now the civilian this. Now the colonial civilian administrator this will die. Now in this. Now I be the delegate for communication for the great state of Momo, for the colonial government. He name na Rebecca Jeme. Now the girl he named that. Now in that. He died. Now where they talk say 5 other people then they be the ammo car is scatter 5 people their skin. That means they get caught. They talk say one of their big gun them will be there inside that ammo car. It's chakara. Then some small motor is scatter. They talk say for the time when they write this report, for that morning time, 3 La Republic soldier, they never see them. 4 they die, 3 soldier they be missing. Una di here? 4 they die, 3 soldier they be missing. 1 occupational administrator, he too die. Now where they talk say the colonial SDO with the brigade commander, they get wound, they get caught. Even the brigade commander, they say he got serious cut. He got serious cut them for his skin. So just a few days ago, when I don't see the work where the forces they do on. Today, that means say only for today so 4 soldiers they die, 3 soldiers they be missing, 1 civilian die, 1 civilian occupational administrator die, and then the forces they kill 1 La Republique Ekelebe for Yoke. Only for 1 day. Only for 1 day. Today, now a day of big victory for Ambazonian people them. Now big victory this. Very big. 1 soldier, the key 1 Cameroon soldier for Yoke. The Amoka will scatter them. 4 soldiers they don't die. 3 they be missing. 1 colonial enabler, he don't die. This woman, see young girl. See young girl. Now in this, why die? Una ask yourself, why this girl go die? Why go die? Why this Ambazonia sister go die? He go die now because of Langa. He go die because of Langa. See fine girl. See fine small thing. Now I don't go die. Because the one pour behind blood money. Because the one position for an occupational government where they kill his own brother them, he kill his own sister them. He burn their papa, their mommy, their house them. This girl, he not get a heart for say this government, this colonial government, your policy of apartheid. And not fit work with una. No, they not fit do am. They want be big woman. Make the worker with colonial army. Make the worker with colonial police. Make they enter Amoka. They prefer Amoka than Ambazonian people their life. So now the price of occupation that. This one a warning for every other enabler. Every other colonial administrator, Paul Biya no fit protect you. Paul Biya no fit protect you. Amoka no fit protect you. They no fit. it be a pitiful situation. So you go get people like this, and then they help for keep their own people them under occupation. For keep their own people under occupation. This generation don't rise. They do that nonsense in the past. Because Ambazonia did not be build an army. Ambazonia did not be get forces for challenge the occupational system. Every single enabler, traitor, and collaborator, Paul Bianofi protect you. Enough it. Because he never even fit for protect himself. Amoka no fit protect you. Whether una hide na for Amoka, the forces they go get una because Cameroon occupation for Ambazonia must come to an end. And any person who thinks they say you be safe when you work out army, police, and gendarme, instead you put your life for danger. Because the army, police, and gendarme, now then they be the primary target for the Ambazonia War of Independence. The general don't declare them. The forces don't declare them. The land will be defended. The independence, will they declare them? Will they restore them? They declare them. They reaffirm them. The forces and this generation, they go defend them by any means necessary according to international law. So if we decide, say, we want to be traitors, for stand for the people, their aspiration, and then climb on top their blood, and their pain, and their suffering, for become the new agents of occupation, then now we get ourselves to blame. Now we get ourselves to blame. We hope, say, make this thing serve as an example for every person who work inside the territory of Ambazonia in the name of Cameroon. In the name, say you work for an apartheid government. In the name, say you work for an occupational government. In the name, say you work for a terrorist government. Any man and woman, make this one be as an example for all man. Maybe as an example for all man. No traitor is safe. We not resign. Because no such thing, day again, like say Cameroon get any right for any person for be for Ambazonia in the name of Cameroon government. It don't end. The people don't rise. The fraudulent don't come to an end. The occupation don't come to an end. The new generation don't rise. When I see on Monday, the big ghost town, where all our people them across Ambazonia, they declare them. For tell una. So if that one not be evidence for una, the forces, they go defend the land by any means necessary. And especially now where they don't develop better technology, they don't develop better trap, and they don't carry plenty weapon them. No traitor, no enabler be safe. Everybody go pay the price of treason for this generation. So we want to thank the forces them when they carry out this action. We want to thank all the forces them when they put the work, the hard work for stand up for defend the land. This 2021, it go be a year where La Republique go confirm code. Say Ambazonia, this year, La Republique will pack out of Ambazonia. The year don't start very fine. Today, now only day number 6 for the year. Stabilization. The stabilization program, it just the kick in. It just the kick in. Not just the beginning, not just the start this. Not just the start this. So, the work that for the forces, all the forces them for the great state of Momo, we call una cafe and we tell una thank you for defending the land. And for those 2 colonial DOs, where they don't go install them today, me una know say as they go install una, the armor car they go come out. They go live una with only 1 or 2 or 3 gendarmes. Now all that. No person be safe. Why una they go risk una life for a 90-year-old monster? Now una will get yourself for blame. Because as they put you so for day, the general don't send people there with their work. Now for make sure say they catch una or they kill una in any way necessary. Because now una be the agents when now una the administer colonialism, occupation, terrorism, and now una the give order. May the born Ambazonian people their house, rape wa mami them, kill wa people them, and send them to go stay for bush. Me una know say as they input una for the general already send special forces for work on intelligence until the peak una. So una not be safe. The earlier una run, the better for una. Now the news how we come out for that side from Momo. So for all our forces them, we thank them plenty. We thank them plenty. Now, una don't know say they say La République du Cameroon because you don't lost the war for Ambazonia. Because the Ambazonian people don't defeat La République du Cameroon. Because the Ambazonian people, they get total control of the territory. The only way when La République, if you work inside Ambazonia, now for Amoka, Governor, Lele Lafrique, it is staying for Bafoussam. Okala Bilai, it don't run, it is staying for Douala. They only bring Lele Lafrique for Bamenda, for up station. Now when the one can take picture and bring him, he can talk small talk. They go carry it back for night for Amoka. They run, go put it back for Bafoussam. Now for it to stay. Okala Bilai, they only bring it from Douala, bring it for the Atlantic states, for any place where they want to take picture, they make small video, and then they carry it, drop, they run for Amoka. Now all that. La République not get control for Ambazonia anymore. They don't get control. They don't lost total control. So what did they try for do them now? They did try for do a PR campaign for tell the international community say then they don't regain back control of Ambazonia. So that's why they don't push, borrow all kind of money, go bribe the people them for African Cup of Nations. Make the give La République small chance. Make it prove to the international system. Say La République still get a small chance for the world for see say things that they return to normal. Say Pobia, it did do well. It did restore peace for Northwest and Southwest according to them. All na propaganda. So now when La République don't talk say, it don't go borrow all this plenty money for can't fool the world say, one can put witty, one can put a World Nations Cup for Ambazonia, for Victoria. Now with the governing council of Ambazonia, the leadership for governing council of Ambazonia, they don't write big letter. When a warning, they send them for CAF, for the people they would be responsible for organized football for inside Africa. The governing council of Ambazonia don't write that letter. The Oga, when I be in charge for diplomacy, now Oga, the Secretary of State for Governing Council of Ambazonia, 90s. Now Dr. Larry Ayamba, they don't write big letter. Now I be the Secretary of State in charge of diplomacy for Governing Council of Ambazonia. So they don't write letter. They send them for these people for African Football Nation. They tell them for that letter. They say African people and CAF would you hold una ear? Would you want now? This letter would send una. Now for end the football match, we una plan for Holland for Victoria. For Ambazonia city of Victoria. We want one una. Una stop them. Una stop them. Una no go use Ambazonia city of Victoria. The stadium we did for whole una football match. Say no go happen. And that one's supposed to start I think from January 16 to February 7. Now for all those games they're supposed to start. And this one, the groups and where they're supposed to for play some of those matches for day. Now Group D, the governing council, it don't send a warning. And that letter we write them for the people then for African Football Federation. They also send that letter for FIFA. They send that letter for United Nations. They send that letter for European Union. They send that letter for African Union. they send that letter for the US, they send the letter for England, they send the letter for all the big country them and the big organization for this world. They don't send the letter for BBC, for CNN, for all the big television station them, news program them for this world. For that letter, the governing council of Ambazonia, it tell all these country them and CAF, say Nations Cup championship, it no go hold for Ambazonian territory. It no go hold. Number one, they not take permission from the Ambazonian people. They not discuss with the Ambazonian people, say they want to host Nation Cup for inside what territory. They not be discussed with the Ambazonian people then. So the Nations Cup no go hold. Number two, because they not take permission from the Ambazonian people then, the Ambazonian people, the governing council of Ambazonia, the Ambazonia Defense Forces under the governing council of Ambazonia, when I be in charge for provide that kind of security, if permission be there, it no go guarantee their security and protection for Ambazonia. So as they come for Ambazonia, where they not get permission, no person if he guarantee their security or their protection for inside Ambazonia. Number three, he tell them say the government of Cameroon it not get any right for can host a game inside Ambazonian territory. If Cameroon government it want do anything for say one host the African Cup of Nations Championship, make it go host them for inside La Republic of Cameroon. So all these country them where they send their Pekin, they send their players for can play ball. If una be the check na sense for play inside Ambazonia for Victoria, it no go happen. Na so governing council of Ambazonia, it don't write this letter for tell the people of CAF, say may they cancel the game. May they cancel the game for Ambazonia because it no go take place. Ambazonian people they there for a war of liberation. Now war time. And anything will happen for anybody at any time. And the governing council is also go for tell the people for CAF when then they organize this game then. He tell them say look, if anything it happen with any player or any team, if the strong head they come from Ambazonia, now them go carry the matter for their head. Now then go bear the responsibility. If anything happen for any person, with any player, with any team, when the strong head, they can't play that game for Ambazonia. It tell them say that then CSF, they go bear the responsibility for anything will happen for any man. Whether players they die or they kill or a bomb go off, anything will happen. Now the people for African Football Federation, now then go bear the responsibility because they be take time for warn them. They be take time for educate them. They be take time for inform them. Say the insecurity too much. Ambazonia they fight a war of independence. Then they conclude that letter for talk say they say then they want tell African football the people the CAF African Football Federation. They want tell them say in the future, when Ambazonia don't gain independence, the war don't end, Ambazonia don't be liberated, then they go like for welcome the people them, for welcome African Football of Nations, may can play ball for Africa, for Ambazonia, and they go Ambazonia, it go like for be one of the teams then for play for African football, So now the message that now so they conclude them. So then they talk, so they look forward for the day ways in the anytime soon when Ambazonia don't be liberated, Ambazonia go join the football family community for Africa, and so them too they go be welcome for can play ball for Ambazonia, and that time security will be Ambazonia people they will take good care of them. Now the message that will come out for the governing council of Ambazonia. Now the message that with the Secretary of State Oga Dr. Larry Ayamba for the Governing Council of Ambazonia. He sent them out for the international community, especially for the people that will be responsible for football for Africa. Or this letter, it don't go for all the organizations and for the world. And so the whole world, it don't be informed. Say Ambazonia, they don't agree with that ball we go. That match we get for take place. Some matches we get for take place for inside the Ambazonia territory, because Ambazonia they did for the war of independence. They did for war for end colonialism. They did for war for end occupation. They did for a war for end the fraudulent union with La République du Cameroon. And the message that will come out for the office, for the Secretary of State, for Governing Council of Ambazonia, Dr. Larry Ayamba. This letter, they don't put them off outside. The Secretary of State don't put them for the official page for the Governing Council of Ambazonia State Department. They don't. The spokesperson don't put them outside. Don't publish this letter. That letter don't be sent for all CNN, BBC. They don't send all these people them that letter. All foreign governments, they don't send this letter. All big country them, they don't send this letter. All international organizations, they get this letter. So now for the matter day, if any other development day regarding this thing, once they get any response, we will come back. We can't tell when. For now, now they matter that. So my fellow people, for place where we dey for a very, very good place. When they see the forces that they work day and night for implement the stabilization plan, for make sure say they move anything where it still remain for Ambazonia in the name of La République du Cameroon. The general, as we don't tell you now, over since the beginning of October, so till you can reach now, the Ambazonian people then, they don't put money together. They answer the call for the stabilization plan. They answer the call for move the war of independence for the level where it will give Ambazonian people them confidence on the ground, and it will give with diplomatic confidence for project Ambazonia, and therefore make better negotiation it come. So the general, it be very focused for implement the stabilization plan. As we be tell now, that they prepare for launch the stabilization force, where Dr. Ibadan promised the Ambazonian people them. That they plan for launch. When Asabi say as they plan for launch this force, La République du Cameroon, it launch plenty attack them almost every day for attack the forces them. So the pressure for ground be very high for all the forces. They engage La République du Cameroon day and night. Because Cameroon know where to come. Cameroon know where to come. Cameroon know say when Dr. Eba talks on team, when the ADF talks on team, that they do one. So Cameroon they work now very hard on the ground. Una generals and una commanders they work very extremely hard for deliver the results of the stabilization plan. For launch the stabilization force for the Ambazonian people then. So during this period, between now pre-launching, during the launching, and right after the launch, it will be now a very tense situation for Ground Zero. We know how the enemy they behave. We know how they behave. We know how they function. Ground Zero will be very tense. So we call on all Ambazonians, while we don't donate plenty money, the one we don't donate them, right up until now, and for deliver those guns them for Ground Zero. The first phase of the stabilization force will be launched. Those boys they don't get enough guns for the first phase of the stabilization plan. Now, the game for ground go hot. We need for focus now, right now. Two things. Launch the force, launch the stabilization force, stop African Cup of Nations, defend certain areas. That means the battle they go over plenty. The battles on the ground, they go plenty. We know how the enemy they work. Because then the one shows say they get control over the ground and the fee holds the nation cup. And we Ambazonian people then, we get for demonstrate say Ambazonia control Ambazonia. And that nation's cup in no go whole. While we focus on the stabilization force. That means that the forces they go to fight a lot of battles. And they go to use a lot of bullets. We get enough supply. But Mona no say as they fight, they use a lot. Every Ambazonia, we ask all man, one bullet na $2. We need 10,000 bullets. We need 10,000 bullets for this period. 10,000. The general don't request 10,000 bullets for get the job done for the Ambazonian people then. Because they know how the enemy they work. So we want call on every single Ambazonian. One bullet na $2. Go for ttof.net. Yeah, $10, it go buy na 5 bullet. $20, it go buy na 10 bullet. Go buy a bullet. Go contribute to that 10,000 bullets. The forces, they need them now. So that they keep the pressure on La République. We need for battle La République to come on for 3 months straight, non-stop. Morning, afternoon, night. For all the 13 states. We need for the bleed them for 3 months straight. Non-stop. They get for pack out of Ambazonia. They get for pack out of Ambazonia. For now, for the stabilization process, we'll get the first phases, we'll get the first guns in. Now we need 10,000 bullets. For the forces them, for play the kind guitar and show La République du Cameroon who control Ambazonia militarily. Now the pressure this. So we call on every person where you want to stop that nation's cup and you want to make La République du Cameroon pack out. The failure of Ambazonians then, in the past, people don't can tell when I say they go stop mountain race. The Ambazonia Defense Forces say, okay, if we not talk say we not stop mountain race, fine. Then they will leave a moon do. But we see say they lie the Ambazonian people then. The actions we want to see them today for your care. Now the beginning for ADF for tell when I say he go stop the Nations Cup Championship. ADF, he go stop the Nations Cup Championship. All the forces they ask will not give them the bullets. Make they put Ambazonia for map in terms of victories. So, any person, go for ttof.net, go put whatever you feel put them for a number of bullets. Now you go decide how many number of bullets you want to buy them. We need 10,000 bullets. 10,000 are all that. We need for bleed La République du Cameroon the next 3 months. From now till the 17th. From now till that Nations Cup Championship start. Ground zero get for hot. It get for hot. Big actions then. Things already happen. So why the forces that they plan and they do a lot of things then for keep. Oh, before I go further. All Ambazonian citizens then, where they go be around Victoria for places these matches they go take place. This ground zero, the state of Fako will be very hot. Like we know say La République du Cameroon, you don't care who you be. What forces they do their best for the circumstances where they face them and the kind of way they fight them. The lives of our people, they be very precious. We want back our people then. Say during this period, a lot of actions will take place. And we know we like make any Ambazonian carry an injury or it catch what they call and say stray bullet. We know we want any Ambazonian may get injury or be a victim for the fight where going to take place. So would he recommend, would he suggest, say if possible, make people they not be for sensitive area. May they not be for sensitive area. Any place where you got to do with anything about that football, make any man not pass there. Make any man not pass. Ground go hot. The ground will be very hot. The forces, they don't receive very firm instructions with a concrete plan of action for carry on. Victoria, Ambazonia, and the entire state of Fako, it will be very hot between now until the end of that their program. It will be very hot. The forces, they get clear instructions with a clear plan for implementer. Make all man go put their bullets. Go for ttof.net. Go buy a number of bullets we want gear. We now also use the Cash App for donate. Any man we want put that donation. We now use the Cash App where the people them for TV they go put them for screen for una. We now use that Cash App for make contributions to those bullets. Any person if send me a message for Facebook or for WhatsApp so that we'll send una the link how you fit buy your bullet directly or how you fit make your contribution directly. So we launch this campaign for 10,000 bullets as they launch the stabilization force. Una stabilization force will make una heart go overswell. For what we don't see them, for what we know, every single Ambazonian, your heart will be very sweet. For what Dr. Ayaba don't bill for the Ambazonian people. Them. All our papa them, all our mommy them, every person. It no matter the group where they support them. When you see what they don't bill for una, in terms of una stabilization force, una heart will be very, very sweet. Una confidence it will increase. Una joy it will increase. Una belief for the freedom of Ambazonia will increase. Dr. Ayaba build something very beautiful. General F and don't put something very beautiful for down. Una forces they don't finish their training. They did for the thickest forest for inside Ambazonia. They did for the thickest forest. Even if you walk on 100 miles, you know we'll still reach there. You don't finish your training. When una see what they don't build them for una heart go oversway. Una heart go oversway. So in the coming days, as they prepare for launch the stabilization force, man, if only we feel reveal certain things then, we for the show and for our side, but make we leave until General F and finish the work for ground zero, the launch on a stabilization force, and then we will cut cafe for ourselves. Any man go knock your hand for chest. He say yes. Now Ambazonia this. Now the Ambazonia this we want see him. Now what they call leadership this. Now what they call structure this. They build something very beautiful for all now. It go make any person. It go be proud. Will not be people who talk. Dr. Abba, the leader of our war of independence, not be a person who talk. Now a man of action. The leadership of Governing Council of Ambazonia, now people of action. They implement, now they need to do things anyhow. Anything where they do and for plan. So all the people then, where they don't contribute for this stabilization plan, when I go see when I force where Dr. Abba promise them, it will be at the first phase for that force, for which people don't contribute up until this moment. At the first phase, this all money had go sweet, and all the donors, all Ambazonians where they contribute money, una go really, really be very happy. And I go think say it will be the sweetest day for the Ambazonian for this war of independence. That force will be the sweetest thing for the Ambazonian people then. Because it will be the force way, now it go stabilize the ground. Now you go carry out some kind of big action them. Now you go to move into the big city of Bamenda and they take over control, a pin Ambazonian flag. Now you go move for Boya, take control, pin Ambazonian flag. Now you go move into Mamfe, take control, pin Ambazonian flag. So we'll be very happy with the kind roadmap, with the kind strategy with Dr. Abaddon laying out in terms of for we for take control of ground zero, and therefore we start for implement the transition authority on the ground. We not go wait until negotiation it come and then they sign book. They say, okay, Cameroon don't pack out of Ambazonia. Now the Ambazonian people will take control. No, we start for take control for our land. Now our land. So all the places that we don't liberate them, especially with the coming of the stabilization force, this big force, we need for staff to take control while the general is focused for implement a civilian administration for ground, for start the process for the transition authority while they work the mechanisms of negotiation. So that even while they prepare negotiations, we don't already start to take our country, start for implement a civilian transition authority for ground zero, because the leadership no one make the forces they begin to fight, and then the forces they be responsible for implement the civilian administration, the transition authority for ground zero. While negotiation it take place. So the one make the transition authority now it will be responsible for ground zero while they work all the mechanisms as negotiations they go on, so that by the time Ambazonians they finish the negotiation process and get their country back, the transition authority is there for ground now for prepare this all the things where they go start for help we for set the groundwork for be as a state, for function as a state, as one people. As one people. All the groups for outside here, when I know say when everything don't finish, all these groups every person it go qualify through elections. All the groups whether na IG1 or na IG2 or na the governing council of Ambazonia or na the consortium or na any group, all the groups they go be transformed into political parties and then go sell their dreams, their platform to the Ambazonian people for elect them into Ambazonian parliament. So the transition authority now for say as we liberate the ground, we not go to leave ground zero like that. We need to liberate and then we leave ground zero like that. They go for staff for take care of the communities for make sure so our people they understand for enjoy freedom. They start for get a sense of their own country. All right. So a lot of things that happen, and the governing council they put a lot of things in place as the leading movement. Now they lead the charge for the liberation. So they put a lot of things in place through the forces on the ground. All right, but one thing for sure, all Ambazonians, all the movements, all the groups, everyone, at the end, when negotiation don't finish, all of them will be transformed into political parties. And then they go do their election for whoever, for their members of parliament, for local councils and for the various districts, for the different states. For now, with the move now, with they now for the place where with the day in between the liberation phase and the transition phase. And now for the stabilization plan, it come in. The stabilization plan now for bridge the gap between for complete the liberation phase and start for move Ambazonia them to the transition phase. During the transition phase, now for the negotiation, they go to take place. during the transition phase, now for the negotiation will take place. So that's why, if when I don't see everything with Dr. Ayaba, it did do everything with the Governing Council of Ambazonia did do now based on the National Liberation Roadmap. So that's why they launched this stabilization plan, because the NEFI measure place where they and what we need for doing for finish the work. Because after all, now then create the liberation plan. So that's why the film measure our progress. We saw they diplomatically and waiting why we need for build the stabilization force on the ground, for give you the diplomatic posture where we need them as one leverage for negotiation. Not be only say because we get dynamic control. No, we got for show power and dominance for ground zero. We got for show power and dominance for ground zero. The world respect power, not be talk. It respect power, the power of guns, the power of organized forces where they get forces where they get a command and control structure. The world respect power. You don't like people that they talk. It respect people that they feel do things, stabilize the ground. The world not like chaos. So just because we fight a war of liberation, if we not project power and dominance for ground zero, then they will only look and say places they be too scatter. So that's why the Ambazonia Defense Forces, it be so powerful for Project Ambazonia. Now for Project Ambazonia, we need for project power. And as Capo Daniel, he tell they ask him what me mess for. Oh, Capo Daniel, we na do this thing now for waiting. Capo Daniel say now for dominate ground zero Project Ambazonia. You want to make Pobia Project Ambazonia? No. You want to make Ambazonian forces the Project Ambazonia. And the ADF, with its size, with its power, with its weapons, them, now for Project Ground Zero, for the level where the seaweed say, yes, these people not only get dynamic control, but they get the capacity, they get the means, they get the forces where they fit guarantee stability, security, and peace for that place where they call and say Ambazonia ready for the Gulf of Guinea. Now we got to demonstrate that strength, not be some person. That's how we build a defense force with a command and control structure. That's how we build a powerful force for Project Ambazonia. ADF, now Ambazonia, their National Liberation Army, now for every person. ADF, now for Siseko Liberation, now for every Ambazonia. ADF, now for VP Yerima in Liberation, now for every Ambazonia. ADF, now the force, when I be responsible for liberate Mancho BBC, for liberate Awa Thomas, for liberate Penterence. ADF na every person in army. ADF na consortium in army. ADF na Siseko go in the army. Now the army will liberate all Ambazonians. Dr. Ayaba build the ADF now for every single Ambazonia. The Governing Council of Ambazonia, it build the ADF now for every Ambazonia. Now your army, take pride. Not see I'm like saying as some group. ADF not be a group. Now a National Liberation Force. No other force, it comes second place, or it comes third place, or it comes fourth place. There's none. There's none. So ADF now all money army. Any place where you did for Ambazonia, ADF na your army. And all the other groups them, now our sister forces them. Now our sister forces them. All the other groups them, now our sister forces them. They work hand in hand. They work hand in hand. ADF na all money army. Now all man. Now the army for the Ambazonian people them. No other one no day again. Now the army of Ambazonia. Now the army will go liberate every Ambazonia. Alright? So when I take pride for the army. When I take pride. Be happy for what they come. Be happy for the stabilization force so they will launch a for now. Now for elevate every person. And for give every person pride. The pride of Ambazonia. Okay? So I look forward for the engage all winner. We will talk for background for how for every person we'll make sure so we'll get those 10,000 bullets as quickly as possible. I will reach out for every person. Any man with it from my Facebook, any person with me and you connect with WhatsApp, may you know so I will reach out for you for those 10,000 bullets. Alright? While the leadership is going to focus for the second phase of the stabilization plan as they launch the first forces them. When I go to see them. So in the coming days, we will see una stabilization force and una hard go over. Una hard go over sweet for what the leadership don't do them and for what General F and the implement and for ground day. Una go see them. So now we don't come for the end of our conversation today. I hope say as always, when we come for here, and we can inspire our people then. When we come for here, and we can encourage our people then, for empower our people then. When we come for here, and forgive our people them hope. Will be people then who like for educate and inspire our people then. This was war of independence. Now the only war of independence we go take the shortest possible time for a people for end occupation and gain independence. For a people for end occupation, end colonialism, and become a free people. This 2021, it been the best year for the Ambazonian people, their history. The things they did ahead of we, for which we see them for the international community. They talk them with the year them. This 2021, now the best year for the Ambazonian people them. So make every Ambazonian be very hopeful. Be very hopeful. Go for bed with better heart, with good heart, with sweet. Go for bed with hope. No matter place where you day. Whether you did for a refugee camp or you sleep now for bush. As you listen to my voice, go for bed with hope. We'll be a free people. Now not just for we, for do the finish work, for take back our country. If not for La Republique, they already be defeated. That one a history. That one, like Cameroon, a history. So as you go for bed, may you know say, the freedom of Ambazonia, your freedom, it already be guaranteed. It already be guaranteed. Alright? Now for we for do the small work, they will remain. For finishing. Complete the stabilization process. And then put the transition authority. Why did he work all the things they need for doing? For better negotiation. Where Ambazonia go gain a recognition and take a country back. If na Cameroon their chapter, we don't tear them. Useless them. That one don't end. And they talk this for today. Alright? We wanna stay fine. May God bless all man. We love una. We talk for una tomorrow. If anything come when an emergency, I go always carry my cell phone for any place where I go come online. I talk for una. But for now, make una get a good night. May God bless all una. We love una plenty. Una stay committed. Hey, make sure say you go for ttof.net. You go buy your bullets. Go put your money for the bullets. We need 10,000 bullets. Alright? I'll be reach out for una. Una get a good night. Una know say I love una plenty. Bye for now. We'll talk tomorrow. Make a leave una with this music.
Menemo, I have fucker. Gama tak better with international no. My friend is all freestyle, but in my bed with different storylines, with different punchlines. A Jongzo and a more universal rapper.
AJ on track.
Namsina no anuru bongo no obasa na pombe ne kama mi mira kun buchini ma rap zakachini mo raska menemo ango amabere nangaton akabere anyi chup tere kona indon tikirani life is strong a life na ton baton menemo awo wene bere kap wole wene kabere awo wene kera no chumbe wene kakere binga saka mo baka chini mo waga ma fete ma bana cha mo kumu binga kam ina back up ma jam baba sanga nu de ma hankop munuru fe kata black bus mu rapi antara gidin bene ga mangam kane me para ke ma mo zomo gane mo eta krebe non kam nganta ka beti ta manyenye mero cham sida bana weta ngama benga yini ngama nan ko anga ovi rap ni ka for mo jogo basa ambu mutingu tini ma wakuru isingu ngom mbano ira bazira njini ba imba ngom no ira bazira njizam ngama zama buke bazira njini ga baga ni ngam mo wakanjiro bo rap ngama benga woni ngaba nenga mazama buke benga uza kwara ve shoto ni vex zama za obi the next bonga woni the next move prende the press ba tabu chom tuo chom ngiru chom fe chom sima faga ni ay mo mbone to joga abani mriye mo mbone te beru jutom menemo moy ngom na sa kenano man ana pigeon bazoo. Listen, I'm a fucker when I don't mind. When I walk up possible to say I've been a strong man. You wanna know why I don't believe in a woman. No finish and bang guys, cabin and their man, eh? Job it to be frank, you be grand at the follow for your back, no say give I'm a rank. If you be colonial, I've been a jidang. If not for Maratin, I don't say me I dem a dang. Thanks to the rubber boy, you still walk up a grand. That guy with the person of a strong for the man. I'm a made for the walla abapa. I'm from Gola, go below all of the turn and a padola. If time palaba, you know, I will bring matter. I did rap at the sing when I clap my mother. It's my era, I'm no sabi best rapper. I've been to the party, cause me see me a smooth banger. Why other instances of fuck we are out? We all find somewhere, please stay in your choppers. I win take an audition, they give me a condition. They I work a fine job, they say my involved. Me I give a lift map, me I give a lift scar, me I give a sing song with men de la pasca. Now small but don't superstar. Win all the guy for part like Topo. Me I been a Joe, I been a old school, I they go school. Sometimes I didn't go smooth and I need something for good smooth so that my flow go smooth. Hope you to feel me, eh? I get rhyme scheme in a fine thing when I thank me, invite me for your party. I go up to you, go dash me a cocky. Menemo.